the King of Kings.
Hello guys, and welcome to the Extreme Show with yours truly, AL-Mazeedi. And well, first of all, the reason because we are sitting in this position is because my stand unfortunately got broke. There's a piece that got missing, but anyways, we fixed it. We put the table that I usually sit on, like the camera is right on it right now. Anyways, that's not our subject. Last week's episode that should have been uploaded on Friday got uploaded on Tuesday, I believe, and the reason for that is, well, recently YouTube allowed my account to upload videos longer than 15 minutes, and the episode was like 44 minutes, the biggest episode I have ever made, and I was so happy that I should not and do not have to split it in 3 halves or 4 halves and just put the whole show on YouTube. And I did that, and it took like 12 hours for uploading, and then they tell me video's length is too long or something, and the video got rejected. And then I got surprised, and then I checked their rules, and apparently they just edited their policy, and they just lifted well, I don't know, but they did something that they like. It was a benefit at the beginning, and then they took it off. They took off the gift that they gave me. Like when they told me that I can put videos longer than 15 minutes, I got happy. I said that there's a progress into my goal. But anyways, now they changed everything, and they said only partnerships, only YouTube partners can upload videos longer than 15 minutes. And speaking about partnerships, I read the article about the partnerships with YouTube, and apparently the only reason that I did not get a partnership was because they do not accept partners from Kuwait. So there have been like a whole year making this show, and my goal was to reach the amount of views, the high views, and get a partnership, and at the end get discovered. The main reason is getting discovered, but apart from getting discovered, is gaining this partnership, and they just shocked me right there. And that was, I believe, that happened on Saturday morning or something, and that was the first shocker for me. And right there I said I would quit on the show. I truly said it. And the next day, I talked about the Mid East partnership, or scholarship. And then the results were out, and I was not accepted. And I believe the reason that I did not get accepted is because my level at science, and they just need geeks for that partnership, or scholarship. And well, they just declined me. And the night before that was this shocking news from YouTube, like I cannot have a partnership. And when I was just about to quit on the show and quit everything, I lost my hopes and dreams, like everything came down on me, and I was like very, very disappointed into myself, and like everything made no sense. And just when I thought that everything was over, one guy turned the whole story around. The same guy that made me do the show, the same guy that even made me keep on my New Year's resolution, the same guy that made me say never say never. Check him out. That's right, Justin Bieber, the guy from the whole beginning that was behind the show. Like he got the idea in my head. He made me do lots of things that I thought was impossible. From the model lesson that I uploaded on YouTube, it was like a scary thing for me, but I faced my fears. He was in my head saying never say never. Of course, well, that was a lie, because Never Say Never released after the lesson or was it at the same time? But anyways, that's not our point. The point is that if you need to be, like, if you need to believe in yourself, you need to be a believer at first, then you can believe in yourself, because there are several kids saying that I want to be an engineer, a doctor, an actor, blah blah blah. You need at first to believe in yourself and become a believer, hopefully. And well, they say JB's movie will get lots of teenage superstars, or excuse me, teenage guys inspired. And well, I did not need the movie to get inspired, but hopefully when I see it, the chances of me saying never say never to everything might get possible, and the Bieber fever might get worse on me or whatever. Let's just check out the movies that will be releasing tonight, February the 11th. Our first movie is entitled Genomeo and Juliet, and it's an animated movie in 3D starring James McAvoy, something like that, and also co-starring Emily Blunt. I do not know them, do not ask any questions. The following movie is The Eagle starring Channing Tatum. Yeah, but anyways, the third movie, which can compete with JB's movie and might be the only reason JB's movie does not have or does not score the #1 at the box office. It is entitled Just Go With It, starring Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. And you know that adults will be crazy to watch an Adam Sandler movie, but teenagers will be so glad to watch Justin Bieber's movie, Never Say Never. And well, there is just a documentary, so do not ask who is starring in it, just several people, and they will be celebrated in that movie, such as Jaden Smith and etc. But anyways, the box office will be crazy. I believe the competition will be between Just Go For It or what? Yeah, Just Go With It and Never Say Never. It will be a crazy competition, but hopefully we'll learn what will happen and who will gain the first stop on the box office. And let's just check out another trailer for Never Say Never. Before going on towards wrestling entertainment news and updates and whatever, as I said last week or previously on the Extreme Show, that I will break my rule, which is not using copyrighted material. But for JB, it's worth it. I do not care if they block the movie. I block the movie, and I just need to do this. And apparently, the second part of the 53rd episode, the long one, which made lots of crises around here. But anyways, the second part got blocked for just using a promo promoting WrestleMania XXVII. Thanks, Mr. McMahon. Thanks, YouTube. It's just something that I'm doing for you, not trying to get views from that video, just like pumping up the guys or any viewers about WrestleMania, and just think about it, it's free publicity. That's my point, but no one listens. But anyways, let's just get into World Wrestling Entertainment. Speaking of Mr. McMahon, he made a special appearance right at the beginning of the show, and he talks about the Super Bowl just ended and Green Bay, Wisconsin won, I believe. And well, he says that of course WrestleMania is the only event that supersedes the World Cup or the Super Bowl, and he will have a host of hosts, and the only host in the world who will ever host an event that has 70,000 people in attendance. And like the Grammys did not have that, the VMAs, the Oscars, or whichever award show or wherever, there will be no host hosting an event as big as WrestleMania with that crowd. And he will announce that host next week on Monday Night Raw. But let's just predict. Now, last week I've been talking about JB opening WrestleMania and singing the national anthem, but I thought that would be stupid because JB cannot sing the national anthem because he's Canadian, and that makes no sense. The second thing that will not make any sense, because if they booked JB to sing in the middle of the show a few songs of his, like he has no song that can pump up the crowd for a wrestling match, except it is a diva match. He can pump up the crowd with Baby, no one less long here, but that will not be acceptable or whatever. The crowd will boo him out no matter what, because adults will be there, and doesn't matter how many children are in attendance, but the adults will boo him out. And this McMahon thing that he said this host is a record breaker. Who do we know that is not a record breaker or is a record breaker, excuse me? Well, JB sold out Madison Square Garden in 22 minutes. Why can't he be the host of hosts at WrestleMania XSVII? JB is the host, like two words meeting like his word meeting my word. My word is word wrestling entertainment, his word is music sensational and being the best that he can. Like mix these two, we'll have a biggest WrestleMania ever, but the crowd will also hate it. Is Mr. McMahon crazy enough to make Justin Bieber the host of hosts? And what we have learned is that Mr. McMahon like just pushed away the chances of a female being the host because he said that man will blah 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 blah, and like only males will be the chances of becoming the host. But who could it be? Could it be the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, since he will be at the Hall of Fame the night before WrestleMania? Lots of predictions, but I surely do not hope to see. Well, it will sound wrong because I said it will surely not. Like, excuse me, this is like so crazy. If JB hosts WrestleMania, he will get his whole career blown off because he will get humiliated in front of 70,000 people just booing his name. And I know that the adults will not support him at all because they have no heart and they just want to see wrestling. And if it was HBK, they will get excited. I do not know what are the chances of JB becoming that host, but we'll find out on Monday Night Raw, as I said. And now let's just move on with the show. And right after the announcement, Randy Orton came out, and then CM Punk, and CM Punk tried to explain himself and why he attacked Randy Orton, or why did he cause him the WWE Championship. Turns out a few years back in 2008, at Unforgiven pay-per-view, where CM Punk was supposed to defend his title, but he had to forfeit it before the match as Randy Orton with his group Legacy attacked him, and then the punt by Randy Orton, and it's time for the payback time, excuse me. And it's funny thing that WWE's karma work, how it works, the karma in the WWE, and there you saw it. Randy Orton was, well, eliminated, I believe, by, like, according to CM Punk, Randy Orton is now eliminated or something, and that's for between the rivalry between the Viper Randy Orton and CM Punk. Let's just skip to the end, as CM Punk had a plan, and that plan was to just soften up each and every participant in the Elimination Chamber of Raw. And at the end of the Monday Night Raw, the match was between Cena and CM Punk, as CM Punk had the same idea, but John Cena knew win or lose, it does not make a difference. He will still get beat up, and therefore, with the low blow, John Cena just awaits the Nexus to arrive, and they do arrive, and he takes them out, and John Cena stands tall, just the way that it used to be, and that's why Cena is the face of the WWE, and that's why JB will be hosting WrestleMania. And speaking of JB, here's another clip from Never Say Never. It's time for Tuesday night's NXT. No one gets excited about it, but anyways, let's just review it. 2 rookie challenges, and well, the first one was Rock'em Sock'em Rookies Challenge, and it was won by Byron Saxton. The second challenge was WWEshop.com Challenge, and special guests were there, Naomi and AJ Lee from Season 3, and that challenge was won by Brodus Clay. And it's time for the elimination, and guess who got eliminated? Yes, the one and only former ECW commentator, I do not know the exact word, but anyways, Byron Saxton hits the road, and goodbye Byron Saxton. That's it for Tuesday night NXT. Let's just move to Friday night SmackDown, as I only can review the main event because the whole show made no sense. But anyways, at the end of the show, as we said last week or the previous episode of the Extreme Show, that there will be a match between Edge and Dolph Ziggler again for the World Heavyweight Championship, but this time it will be a special guest referee, and that referee is none other than the SmackDown current or acting general manager, Vicky Guerrero, and of course the band is still on I meant this band on the spear is still on, but apparently Vicky Guerrero in the end of the match tried that spear on Edge, and it did not work out, and she went out of the ring, and for a moment she did not notice that Edge speared Dolph Ziggler, and therefore she could not have noticed that, or anyways, Edge was awaiting for a referee to come out, and another spear, but this time Vicky Guerrero saw it, but she did not disqualify him for some reason, and the referee comes out, but which referee? Well, Green Bay won the Super Bowl, and the WWE was promoting the Super Bowl, I believe, giving world titles and WWE titles to the players of the team, and who came out to hit the 1, 2, 3 was none other than Clay Matthews with the 1, 2, 3, and still your World Heavyweight Champion is the Rated R Superstar Edge, and that was all for Friday Night SmackDown, and that's all for tonight on the Extreme Show. Yours truly, Jack and Mazeedi. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button above there, comment right below, like and do not dislike, and that's all, and there will be one more video for JB right after the ending of the show. Thanks for watching. See you next Friday on the Extreme Show. Yours truly, Jack and Mazeedi. Peace out.